Hi, how's it going? I'm here with another video for you. I hope your week is off to a fantastic start. Mine is. It's awesome here. We're getting some rainstorms, which I love, and I spent the day working on some prints for a store that bought them. Mutiny Coffee Shop here in Denver, Colorado. If you are here, you should go there. Not only are they just a rad space that with bands and pinball and coffee, and they're fucking awesome, and books and all that, but they carry my art, which is really sweet. And I love the owners, Jim and Matt. They're super nice, and you should totally go support them and everything they're doing. But yeah, today has been a fun day of doing that and working on Party Wolf stuff. Again, if you're in the Denver area, there is a big 2-day craft fair called Jackalope Art Fair or Craft Fair, Jackalope. And it's here in Denver, and it's at the McNichols building on West Colfax, downtown Denver. So I will be vending there, so check that out as well. That's this weekend, the 19th and the 20th. So yeah, things are really good here. I have someone that I love very much who I got to talk to about business. He's someone who has been an entrepreneur for years and years and years, and he's super brilliant and wonderful, and I like to ask him for advice from time to time. He's also my dad, so a lot of the times there's like this younger version of me that is just really seeking approval, and I always want him to be proud of me, and we just have very different ways of living life and doing things. And what's funny is when we talk to each other, I think quite often we're actually in agreement about a lot of things, definitely a lot more than not, but we use different language to talk about stuff. So a really good example was yesterday I was talking about limiting beliefs, and he kind of scoffs at this. He's like, limiting beliefs, just don't be stupid, like and he's not a jerk, like, but he was just joking. He's like, well, if you think something like that, that's just stupid, like it's bullshit or whatever. And I'm like, well, yeah, kind of. I mean, our limiting beliefs are kind of bullshit, and they're kind of stupid. They're those things that are in our head that are like, oh, I can't do this because someone's already doing it and doing it better than me, or I'll never make enough money, or money is bad, or rich people are bad, or those are just some examples of limiting beliefs that I held for a really long time, especially being in the punk scene and stuff where it was all like, eat the rich, and it was this idea that if you had money, you were just automatically a scumbag. And just a little side note about money and stuff, you will definitely hear me talking about that here. And what I just want to say is money just makes you more of who you are. I read that somewhere. I didn't make that up. But it's true. If you're a kind, good, generous person, when you have tons of money, you're just going to give more and help people more. And when you're a shithead, you are going to use money to do shitty shithead things. So anyways, we're talking about limiting beliefs, and it's just sometimes the language that I use just doesn't resonate with him. Like, I really want to be a life coach, and he doesn't really dig the idea of life coaching. And I've had other people that I care about that are kind of like, what the hell is that? But if I call it a recovery coach or a consultant, he really likes that. But it's the same thing, right? So I guess what I wanted to share here was a couple things. So one is learning to listen to each other, especially when you care about each other, and learning to, I guess, recognize the pitfalls that come when you have a history with someone. So there are definitely triggers that are kind of built in for when I talk to my dad about certain things where I can feel myself getting kind of tense and defensive, or I can acknowledge that there's like this teenage version of myself that's just really seeking approval and wants to lash out if I feel like I'm not getting it. But what I've learned to do, and he's learned this as well, as we just continue having a relationship, and me being sober really helps, is that we're learning to listen to each other more, I think, and kind of understand, well, what are you actually saying, or what are you actually worried about here? I know with my dad especially, sometimes stuff comes off kind of brusque or condescending or even contradictory, but he really just cares about me, and just recognizing that I'm his daughter, and he just wants the best for me, and he does love me. So trying to kind of take the time to see through that and ask clarifying questions, and we can share with each other now, like, well, I hear you saying this, but I also hear you saying this, and I'm confused. Can you explain that better? So we end up having much better conversations now than we used to, but it's all because of how we have definitely learned to listen to each other more and listen to what's under the language of what we're saying to each other. So that's really important. If you're out there trying to talk to people and you're like, you don't fucking get it, maybe they do get it. They're just talking about it differently from you. And you might understand that your language is different than what they're understanding, and you might be able to kind of code switch a little bit and change the words that you're using to explain yourself better if you feel the need to do that. The other thing I wanted to share is that I think that my dad and I are always just going to have different ideas about how to achieve the things that we want to achieve in life. And I frankly think that my way is working really well, and it's carried me a certain way, and I just have different ways of doing things, believing in stuff like manifesting and the law of attraction, and that I'm connected to spirit, and that if I just follow my bliss, that things are going to work out for me, and trusting the universe and stuff like that. And I swear I can just hear my dad's eyes rolling, like if he's watching this or when I talk about things. But I guess what I wanted to share and encourage you to do is if you're looking to start a business, say, or you're doing something in your life where you feel like you want some guidance and you want to seek some advice, it's valuable to do that. Like, my dad has a wealth of knowledge that I'm only just now tapping into about how to start a business and how to manage money and how to treat people and things like that, things that I want to take on. But then there's some other stuff that I have discerned that I might just want to leave for now. That maybe isn't serving me, or certain attitudes that I don't think I want to take on as my own, certain beliefs that I don't want to take on as my own. And I just think that it's good, especially if you're getting this advice from someone that you really care about and respect. It can feel like you want to go all in, like, well, I love you and you're doing a great job, so just tell me what to do. I can catch myself doing that. And we need to learn to trust ourselves and trust our own inner wisdom, especially when, or it can be hard when it just looks really different from what the other person is doing. So just learn to trust yourself and learn to take what's working for you and to own that, and to just, you don't even have to talk about it. If someone's really ragging on it or disagreeing with it, you can just say, you know what, that's fine. What do you think? And you can just listen to them, hear them out, take the advice that works for you, leave the shit that doesn't, and keep being you, keep doing what's working for you. Not anyone has to understand it. There's this great quote from a woman I love. I heard a podcast or interview from her. Her name's Tammy Simon, and she owns Sounds True. She runs Sounds True Publishing. And she said this beautiful thing that was like, what if you are unprecedented? And I share this with people a lot because it's like, sometimes we're always so busy trying to get people to tell us what to do. Just, if you were in my shoes, what would you do? Or what did you do to get here? And you know what? What if you're unprecedented? And what if you're just going to come up with your own way? And it's good to be wise, and it's good to like not try to reinvent the wheel. And it's good to be teachable and coachable, and to ask questions and to appreciate people who have been successful and are doing what you want to do, and acknowledge them for their success, and again, take what works. But don't just think you have to do it the same way as someone else, okay? That's really what I wanted to say. So I tried to keep it short, but we're creeping up there in time. But anyways, I hope this was valuable. And if you want to share anything in the comments, I would really love that. If you'd like to subscribe, I would really love that too. And I just really appreciate you for even watching this. And I hope you have a great week. And I will talk to you next Monday. Okay, bye.